So this video is going to go through the notes and the information that you need in order to write expressions and equations from word problems. So if you can think back to when you first started looking at your basic solving equations, you have some words that help you remember that you're going to add or subtract or multiply or divide. And some of those words that might help are sum for addition, more than, greater than, just more, and of course add, like your normal words that help you know that, like add, plus, the ones that you're used to. For subtraction, we've got difference, less than, less, subtract, take away, and I'm sure there's more, minus. As we look at words that help us know that we're going to multiply, besides the word multiply, we might say or see the word product. And like I said, multiply, double, and hopefully remember that double would be just like times by 2, right? Twice, triple would mean we're going to multiply by 3. And then we have division. And so division, it might say that it's the quotient of two numbers. It might say something like divide. It might say you're going to take half, which remember would be dividing by 2. And those are basically our most common words that we're going to see. So as we start in the next section, what we're going to do is we're going to look at some statements and we're going to write an expression. And so remember that an expression means that there's no equal sign. All right, so there's no equal sign. That's kind of the difference between an expression and an equation. So no equal sign. So as we look, example 1 says for more than. And so usually when you see the word more than, whatever's in front of the more than is going at the end. So more than is a plus. So this means we're adding. This is an add word. So we're going to be adding 4. And it's more than a number. And so this part is the part we don't know. That's our unknown. And we can choose any variable we want. So pick a letter that you like to use. I normally don't use I because that's kind of one that you can't tell if it's an I or a 1. And I'm not a huge fan of S because it kind of looks like a 5 sometimes. So other than that, you can pick any letter that you want. So X plus 4. So now when we look at our statement for number 2, we're going 6 less than twice the number. So we want to look at some of those keywords that we wrote down up above. So we have less than, which remember meant that we're going to subtract. And we also have the word twice. Let's change colors here. Twice, which means I'm going to multiply by 2. All right, so as we're going for this one, we're going to go 6 less than. Okay, and so whenever we see that than, then the number that's in front of it goes at the end. So we're going to do subtract 6, and then it's twice a number. And again, this is our unknown, so we can use any number we want or any letter we want. So we're going to say 2 times any letter that we want. So in this case, I might say n. As we look at example 3, same idea. We're looking for those keywords. So we're going 3 times. So times is a nice word. Maybe we better add that up here. I don't think I wrote times. So times might be a good one that we're going to see. So add that in. So we've got 3 times the sum so another keyword, of a number and 9. So as we're looking, let's just go piece by piece. So as we're looking at 3 times the sum, so that means we're going to go 3 times the sum, which means that I'm going to add some things together that are going to go in parentheses. So 3 times the sum, so we're going to add 2 things together, of a number, which this is our unknown. So again, we can pick any letter we want. So let's pick A, and 9. So that would be a good example of an expression for that one. So then example 4, 1/2. So half, we remember, was a keyword for division. I'm just going to write the signs up above so that helps us. Of the difference, which means we're going to subtract between a number. So this is our unknown, and we have 8. So as we're looking at that, we're going to go 1/2 of the difference. So thank you. So 1/2 of the difference. So we're going to have dividing by 2 of the difference. So that means it's a subtract problem of a number. And again, any letter you want to use, and 8. And again, we're writing an expression. So we're taking half of everything that we're saying. Okay. Half of the whole entire difference. Now we also could write that as 1/2 times n minus 8. It's kind of up to you which way makes it better for you. When we're doing that 1/2, it can be a division by 2 or it can be multiplying by a half. So it's kind of whatever's easier for you. Okay, as we look at example 5, we're going Juan's age is 4, less than twice Megan's age. All right, so Juan's age is 4 less than, so we've got less than is going to be a subtract. Twice means that we're going to times by 2 of Megan's age. So we've got a couple things that we don't know. We don't know Juan's age, and we don't know Megan's age. Okay, but we know the relationship between the two. So we know that Juan, so we're just going to do J for 1. So Juan's age is, so remember, is a nice word that helps us know equals. So Juan's age is 4 less than twice Megan's age. And we don't know Megan's age. So we're just going to do an M for Megan. Okay, and again, we're not doing anything. So we don't even really need to put 1 in there. We could just write Juan's age is 2. So if we're just writing an expression, 2 times Megan's age subtract 4 is 1's age. So we're just worried about the expression part. So this is kind of the same thing. If we're looking at just an expression to talk about what Clara's age is or height is, we're saying she's 3 inches taller. Okay, so 3 inches taller than. So taller than means that we're going to be adding. I know that's going to be a little bit different because it doesn't say, it's not real specific, but that helps us see that we're going to add. Okay, so 3 inches taller than is like more than 3 times Lamar's height. So again, we want an expression here. So Clara is the thing that we're looking for, but because we're writing an expression, we don't need to write that equal sign. So 3 inches taller than 3 times Lamar's height. So 3 times Lamar's height. So 3 times Lamar's height, and 3 inches more than that. Okay, so 3 times Lamar's height with 3 added onto it. So that's our expression. So example 7 talks about 2/5 of the sum of a number. Okay, so now we're adding some things in there. 2/5 of is a nice word that we're going to see often with multiply. The sum means we're going to add of a number and 8 plus the product of 3 and a number. So that's a lot. So let's just take it step by step. So we're going 2/5 of, so a lot of times we're going to, that's We could do parentheses, we could do a dot. In this case, we are going to do parentheses because it's going sum of something. So the sum of a number, which we don't know, and 8. So 2/5, the sum of a number and 8. And then we're doing another operation, plus the product, another operation. So plus the product of 3 and a number, or and the number. So it's going to be the same variable because we're talking about the same number. All right, so then our last one talks about Katie's grandma. So Katie's grandma baked 5 cookies for her and 3 cookies for each of her friends. So if I was to write that down, so she baked 5 cookies for her, okay, and a lot of times that's going to be our plus sign, 3 cookies for each of her friends. Well, how can I write that as a operation? Well, we know that it's 5. That's Katie's cookies. Plus, and if it's 3 cookies for each of her friends, that's a times problem. So 3 times each cookie for each of her friends. And we don't know how many friends she has, so we're just going to put in X or Y or whatever you want. K for Katie, F for friends, whatever you want to put in there. All right, so now we're going to transfer that knowledge and we're going to move it to writing an equation and then being able to solve that. So that's the first page of notes, and then we're going to move on to the next in the next video.